Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I don't think the Ukrainians ran out of ammunition and weapons only. I think they ran out of something more important than that, and that is manpower. I think the Ukrainians are in a, how should I put it, advanced stage of human power starvation. It's not that they don't have food, they don't have people, men, to fight the war. I have here an article that proves again that they are getting desperate. I will show you a chronology of what kind of edicts, decisions, policies, laws the guys in charge of Ukraine issued from the beginning of this garbage that started in 1991. And but first, let me give you a little, or let's set the rules or the foundation or the premises with a little example. When a company, a business, is doing very well, what do you see happening? Well, for instance, they will announce that it's free coffee and you can go and drink coffee on your breaks. Maybe they can say, well, you can consume some alcohol on the job as well. I know these kind of businesses. They were more numerous in the past. Then they can say, well, we're going to have an outing, a barbecue somewhere. We're going to go outside in the park. The company pays for all the food and drinks. Then they will say, we can also start a program of profit sharing and start sharing profit according to some rules. Everything is better, getting better. Now when things in a company, in a corporation, business start getting worse, what happens? All these things that I mentioned, if they were already over there, they're going to be disappearing little by little by little. On the contrary, they can also you can see a stagnation in your salary, in your benefits, and so on. So the same is with the country. When you see in a country, you see policies that are pointing towards austerity, that means something is not right, is not going great. So that means the people in charge cannot figure things out, cannot make us happier or have better opportunities for our success. Therefore, they are not doing a great job. You try something else. And then maybe you try something else, and so on. That's why we have democracy. So what's going on here? I'm going to show you this article that shows desperation on the Ukrainian side, according to Ukrainska Pravda. This is from the 30th of April, 2024. So Ukraine's interior minister, this is interior minister, this is like FBI. These are the interior minister, FBI, police, these kind of guys. Announces creation of another brigade. Okay, out of what? Formed of border guards. So countries have borders, unlike United States of America, and they have guards over there. So they take those guys away from their posts. I don't know what they put in place. The mines, probably, or I don't know, electronic devices that with sensors, if you pass, you get shot. Okay, that's an easy way to solve certain things at an invasion. Obviously, if someone wants to invade your house, you defend yourself. How? Well, if you're at work, what are you going to do? Well, maybe you put some device that with a sensor, and then you find the perpetrator, I don't know, somewhere. So you take those guys away, you create another brigade, and you send it to the front. So let me give you the first paragraph here. At least the Minister of Internal Affairs of Ukraine congratulated, you're going to go to die. That's the congratulation. Ukrainian border guards on their professional day on 30th of April. Special day, I guess. 1945 for these guys. All right, is it a symbolic day for them? And announced the creation of the Hart 3rd Combat Brigade of the State Border Guard Services, the 11th Brigade of the Offensive Guard. All right? It is symbolic. Holy fuck. What they say. It is symbolic to announce today, the 30th of April, the creation of the 3rd Combat Brigade of the State Border Guard Service, whose fighters are already reinforcing the defense forces on the Eastern fronts. Question. So they are reinforcing the defense forces. Why is it symbolic? You know what happened on the 30th of April? I mean, many things happened. But these guys, remember, were accused to be Nazi sympathizers, the Ukrainians, the leadership, some of them. On the 30th of April, Adolf Hitler, the commander-in-chief of the Nazis, let's put it this way, he blew his brains out in the bunker, Führer bunker in Berlin. And the Soviets were about, I don't know, 400 meters away from his bunker. If you remember, the last defensive units around the bunker were French. So if you remember French, I think it was the Charlemagne, how you pronounce it, Charlemagne SS unit that was defending. There were volunteers, French volunteers formed this SS unit. Charlemagne, if I remember correctly, they were the only defenses of that German guy, Austrian, but he's German because Austrians, you're Germans, or at least from Germanic tribes, but so are the French. The French, it's interesting. Just look at the Franks. The Franks were not Latin tribes. The Franks were Germanic, if I remember correctly, or at least it's disputed, but nevertheless, and they're Latin. But hey, they're French, and we are gypsies or something, Romanians. It's fucking unbelievable. So it's symbolic to announce. Now, let me give you a chronology of events. Obviously, when your country is attacked, as Ukraine was, you institute martial law. You have to defend the country, and you start mobilization. This mobilization is taking away from what you had before in a company, in a business, remember? So you start taking away people's liberties. Like first, we're going to make it mandatory if you hear your name called, show up over there and defend your country, or you come as a volunteer. But the policies are, we're going to call your name, you have to come and serve, otherwise court-martialed and blah, blah, blah. So then you get these guys, you infringe their liberties, they cannot say no, they have to, mandatory, by law, martial law. They can't travel, they can't leave the country. Your liberties are infringed, are limited during martial law, obviously. Then the second one, they said the male population cannot travel without approval from the state. Again. Then the third one was, remember, you could be exempt from military services. I don't know if your balls hurt or something. Now, remember the good company, the company that's doing well, the business. They say, oh, your balls hurt, that's fine. We're going to be exempt. When the company goes down financially, then that justification, no, oh, your balls hurt, get here and fucking work. The same there. Oh, your balls hurt, go and fight on the front. So again, all this, then there was this with people who were considered exempt due to, let's say, these 50 diagnostics. Then they made it from 50 to 20, and then to 10, and then reevaluated and reevaluated. That means all these things were taken away from you to get you over there. What they do next? They told the guys, the Ukrainian citizens living abroad, if you hear your name called, you gotta show up and fight the Russians because we say so, defend the country. Then they said, well, how about we get those guys over there who illegally crossed the border? So all these things, and then they say, we're gonna stop your consular services for the men that are overseas, crossed the border, left the country, and you have to come here. There are some countries who agreed to get these guys and deport them to Ukraine, if I remember correctly. There were two countries who said, yeah, I think we might do this. Okay, we're going to help. One of them was Poland, if I remember correctly. We will have with repatriation, forced repatriation, euphemisms. And now you have these guys being taken away. They have women. They lowered the age of conscription, right? Remember, from 27 or something to 25, and they're going to go lower. They're going to go to 18, Mr. Mr. I don't know if he's a Mr. Lindsey Graham, when he visited Kiev last time, he said, well, I think it should be 18, and 27 is too high, 25 is too high. Again, what does that tell you? No more free coffee in the break room. You have to pay for it. Or not at all. No more 15 minutes break time for cigarettes. No more. We're going to take that away, and so on. And now they say the symbolic announcement today that by the Interior Minister, that the creation of another brigade to fight, it's right there in the statement here, reinforcing the defense forces on the Eastern Fronts, plural. That means you guys are going to end up here, in the Eastern Front here. So if you're over here with Romania and blah, 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 they say, well, it's okay, we already took over this one, guys, especially with Poland, so let's go and fight over here. The Ukrainians ran out of people to fight. There are people who don't want to fight for various reasons. Nevertheless, here it is. And little by little, NATO has to figure things out. And how they will figure things out in order to protect Ukraine, they will call their buddies. They will send their military, not as I said many times, as volunteers. They come as official, legitimate, employed by the, let's say, the U.S. Army, arrive in Poland, take off their uniforms, they sign a little paper over there that I'm out, and now I'm a volunteer, get the volunteer Legion clothes, take a picture, put it over here when the Russians will blow you. Not like that, but blow you up. Then they're going to find, oh, he's the volunteer. And then if you survive as a volunteer, when you return to Poland, you sign again a rehire paper and you go back and mind your own business. Plus the bonuses when you come back to the United States of America, paid by me. And you, if you're American, or if you're German, whomever you are. This is how the thing is going to go. And eventually, they will clearly say, our way of life, our freedoms are attacked by the Russians, which this is an existential threat. We are at war. And all the baboons that were prepared, like you prepare the meat, you marinate it or you break it before you put it on the grill. It's already ready, you put it on the grill and it burns. That's what's going to happen with the Western societies. When they're going to say, hey baboons, now you have to fight because Ivan and Vladimir are ready to come and get your wife again. Like the Soviets. Soviets were not only the Russians, at the orders of the commissars. Check who were the commissars. And they have specific orders. We have papers with those written. My brave Soviet soldier, go and do this to the proud German women. Remember, go and check it out. You can find it. You can still find it. Nevertheless, and who were the commissars? The guys that Putin kicked out. And these guys want to Putin. Part of the reason why we have the garbage with Russia, not only the resources and the ideologies. So, my friends, get ready. They're going to use you. They're going to try to use us. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. This is my prediction. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.